So welcome back to my grind down the Swedish TD line. Got to tier 5, which is the LKV 103. I'm not sure what to think about this thing. I don't really know what to think about this thing. Now why? Biggest problem with this thing is actually one of those things that you think is a real bonus, in that it only fires heat shells. Yeah, that's right. High explosive anti-tank. High explosive anti-tank. Both the standard and the premium rounds are heat shells. Why is that a problem? Well, the biggest problem with that is that heat shells, A, are terrible against anything spaced armor. B, they're terrible against any sort of tracks or anything like that. They won't penetrate. And I've found, and also C, most importantly, they lose impact the further the range is. So they're better at closer ranges. And that means this tank becomes very situational, because you can't sit back and snipe with it. The shells lose the pen and aren't that accurate. And the problem getting up close and personal is you've got no armor. So it becomes a very situational tank. Now, have I had some good games in it? Yes, I have. Have I had some awful games in it? Yes, I have too. So what's different from other tanks? I hear you say, well, generally I think there are tanks that you can have awful games in, or the results are awful, but the majority of them are pretty good, and you still enjoy playing them. I can't say I've really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the tier 4 better than the tier 5. I certainly enjoyed the tier 3 better than the tier 5. So, yeah, not sure about this one. So let's have a quick look at the stats. Just talked about it now, but the standard round is a heat shell. It has, let's do this on this one, is easier. 120 millimeters of AP of penetration with the standard heat, if you see what I mean, and 140 with the special heat, and 300 average damage. A rate of 5.41 rounds per minute. The basic gun, let's have a look at the grind for this. So you start off with a 105 millimeter, which is this thing. That does actually have AP, high explosive, and heat as the rounds. But the penetration of that is only 102 and 110 and 53. Bearing in mind this is a tier 5 tank, it could see two tier 7s. You're not really going to do an awful lot with that kind of gun. Now the other option, which I'm seriously thinking about, believe it or not, is to go back and use this first gun, but only fire HE. That could be a possible. Anyway, the grind isn't too awful. You will need to unlock... actually, will you? No, you can get the top gun without unlocking the next, without unlocking the truck. So you can go straight to this top gun, and then you could go straight through to the next tank before you, or you could upgrade the rest of the facilities on it. So, so with this crew layout, I've got a good crew in this. This is one that I've been training in the premium before. 6.4 rounds per minute, reload time of 9.4, gun traverse speed of 19.2, gun depression excellent, -12. That's one of those lovely things about this tank. The actual gun traverse, or the angle that it will shoot out, is only 10 degrees, so that's a bit of a problem. Aim time, an excellent 1.79. Now I am using gun laying drive, and as I say, the crew are pretty good, so that improves that no end. What's its standard? Aiming time standard of 2.1. So there you go. So I've improved that down to 1.79, which is outstanding. Dispersion 0.42, which is very good as well. Average DPM of around about 1900 or so, which is very, very good indeed. Won't be surprised to hear that armor doesn't exist on this thing. 18, 7 and 12, and hit points of 350 is also pretty pathetic. Concealment, mobility Just weighs just less than 10 tons, 175 horsepower engine, gives it a specific power ratio of 19, which is very good, and a top speed of 60, which is outstanding, so it can whistle in there quickly. It also has a traverse speed of 36 degrees per second, which is very good. Concealment is okay, 24% when stationary, which is alright. Could make that better by putting some decent crew skills on there, which I haven't got for this tank, and also painting some camo paint on it, but I'm not planning to keep this, so I'm not doing that. View range is okay, 340. Well, it's probably around about, what is it, standard? Just bear with me. Oh, it corrects it on that too, so yeah, it's about 320 I would guess, which is not great. And signal range of 500 is also not outstanding. So this is the tier 5, it sits here. Just before we move on to the actually very good tier 6, tier 7, which is also very good, and then on up through the line. So let's take it out. Oh, by the way, you can see we've got the festive scene, mandatory Christmas scene, now that it's Christmas is around the corner, only a week or so away, which is, oh, exciting. You all ready? Santa's coming. Yeah, right, let's go and kill things. Okay, so we got Fiery Salient. It's a tier 5 game, which is rather nice. Definitely seeing a settling down of the Swedish tanks. In the first few days, that's all you saw, Swedish tanks. Now less so. The novelty factor's worn out. Right, we're going to rush the hill, I think. I'll try and at least get on the base of the hill, try and use that gun depression to good effect. Usual thing, a light tank's complaining about the matchmaking. Don't know why people drive a light tank and don't actually realise the fact that you, as a light tank, you're never going to be top tier. A number of people who just moan about it. If you don't like it, don't drive a light tank. I'd like some help over here. There we go, we're doing 50 already. We were until we hit that hill. I think the ground resistances aren't very good on this thing. Really like some support, guys. Oh, there's a Type T-34 and a VK coming this way. Neither of which are particularly fearsome, but hey ho. Beggars can't be choosers. Using the speed as much as I can. Yeah, see, when you hit a slope or bad terrain, the ground resistances obviously drop off considerably. See if we can have a shot on that Covenanter. Oh, that was nice. Just sit there, bush. So there again then. Oh, it dropped. Engines on these tanks are hilarious. Where did that shell go? Didn't even hit him. Don't know whether that hit him or not. Oh, there's a big boy. Oops, sorry, mister. I'm going to get round you. And this is the problem. Flank of a tank and you're going to hit the tracks and it doesn't do anything. What? Bounced again. Loading the premium round this time. That's better, straight through the turret. That was obviously somebody who has bought the new tank, in the sale, in the advent sales, and thinks that it's immune to everything. Yeah, it's not, buddy. Come on, stick your head up. You know you want to. Nice. Oh, missed him. What's that point whatever accuracy at work? Come on. Using the well, I was using the dip there, but that didn't work on that last shot. Matilda down there. Oh, somebody else got him. Buckerations. Better. Oh, there's an M4 up there. In the field. Oh, he's dead. Okay, stop dying, you lot. Oh, a side of a... Oh, just dropped. Shell just dropped and died on me. Let's use the speed. So you can see it can be quite effective. I've done 750 damage. But like firing at that KV220, I had to aim for his turret, and firing at range at something as small as a turret with a ton of dirt gun, it is not going to be easy. So, oh, got spotted. Where is he then? Oh, there he is. Bye bye. But in that kind of situation, it's fantastic. Fantastic. So, let's see what we did with that. Oh, completed some missions. What did I get here? For completing missions, you received an unopened box with a valuable reward. Okay. We'll do those later. Oh, another one. Box. Oh, and we also got personal reserves. That's nice. Very, very good. So, got second class. We got spotter, fire for effect. Oh god, there's so many things here, aren't there? Yeah, we'll worry about those later. So, 805 damage, 2 kills, 767 base XP, came second on the team, 13 shots fired, hit with 7 of them, did damage with 4. For that 800 damage, we took 2 hits, well, they penetrate us. There's the surprise. We did 1,000 assistance, so that was useful. And that was mainly by using that speed to get up on the hill there. 28,000 credits, and after costs, because we did fire some premium, gave us 15.5, which is not bad. And experience times 2 for the day, 2,302. So yeah, it's alright. It's alright. We'll have another game while I go and open some boxes. Back in a minute. Okay, so this is going to be a much more challenging game. It's a tier 7 game, so we're bottom tier in a city map. It's a small map, which is good and bad. So I think I'm going to do the dastardly TD thing. asking whether Leo's any good. I thought it was far, far better before they nerfed it. But it's alright. Mind you, that was on the test server, so who knows what it's like for real. When you get on the real thing. Oh, stock anyway. Don't you take my parking space, you mister. Oh, I can't actually see out of there. That's not right. That's better. Can actually see now. Great. A Type T-34 blocking up the place where the TDs need to go. Is it the weekend already? Oh, see someone. Oh, look at that. 400. No, 300. Someone else hit him at the same moment. Ah, someone else got him. Been spotted. Can't actually get my gun through again. It's a good hit. Come on, try that again, Mush. Oh, they're around our other flank, because nobody's paying attention out there. Okay, looks like we've won this side. I'm going to have to go back and try and help out, but I've only got a little bit of health, so... And that's the problem. He came on side on, I hit him, but couldn't do a thing. Because it's heat, and heat not going to do nothing. We're going to lose this game. This guy in the... this is the next tank, the LKV-65-2. It's a nice little tank actually, I don't mind it at all. Oh, finally someone comes to help him, but it's too late. Game is going to be over. He missed from that range, you're kidding me. Should we sit on him? Now we're down to 2 tanks, this is over. He's got a reset, but he's about to die because he's now ignoring the tank that he couldn't hit at point blank range. Oh dear. Sad, really. Never mind. Game over. GG. GG to the enemy, not to us. So, where do we finish? Somewhere in the middle. 604 damage, 214 base XP, 4 shots fired, hit with 3, did damage with 2 for that 600 damage. Took 2 hits in return, one of which blew us virtually to nothing and the other one finished us off. Nearly 16,000 credits after costs 12.5, which isn't too bad, and 321 experience. So there's the 2 problems with this tank. Oh, the biggest problem with this tank is firing heat. It's a real problem. You can't actually do an awful lot from time to time. So yeah, really tricky. Anyway, we'll be back for some more later. Okay, so this time we're on Properovka. I'm with Dynamics, who's in his IKV 103 as well. So what I've decided to do now is go back to the basic gun on this tank. I find that the heat shells are just too variable. From time to time you have a really good game, you do a lot of damage. particularly if you're top tier. But if you're not top tier, like we aren't here, this is a tier 7 game, I find the problem is that we don't, you just don't do anything. The penetration isn't good enough and the heat shell is too variable, particularly at long range, to really do any damage. So I've swapped to the HE, which is the basic gun on this tank, the first one you get. And I've basically equipped it entirely with HE, well, largely entirely. So 17 of my 24 rounds are HE. So yeah, and it seems to work a heck of a lot better. So we're rushing up onto the hill, me and Dynamics, going to get into this sort of low down position here. Now in theory, because we're quite low silhouette, we should avoid a lot of the enemy spotting. We're also in the bushes. There are 2 enemy artillery, however, on this. Now this is the problem now with an HE gun, is obviously the accuracy is pretty bad. So I'm a bit nervous. I'm pulling back because I've got a funny feeling something's going to be coming up that hill, and I don't really want it. Oh, I hit him. I hit him at that range, but did no damage, even though it hit the turret side on, which is really disappointing. Oh, there's a Steve 42. Hang around, hang around. You can see the aim time is not outrageous for a derp, but it's not exactly brilliant. Oh, there's a Comet and an E25 up on the hill, and a VK. Oh my goodness, now we're in trouble. Okay. Who's going to give me enough to fire at? E25 is, I know he is, there we go. They can never resist it. 134, not bad. For an HE shell. Come on, reload. And he's down. He's down. Oh, there's a Comet. We track him in place. Yeah, we critted him, so I imagine we did. Oh, I've been spotted though. Not what I want really, with all those artillery, 2 artillery in the game. Moving around a bit erratically to try and put them off their stroke, so to speak. There's an Oni down the bottom there. It looks like he was coming across, but he's changed his mind. So I'm moving forward. Should have lost my spots by now. I'm trying to use this gun depression to peek over. I've been spotted by somebody. Oh, Chinukai, where is he? Where the hell is that? Where's that shot coming from? Okay. 82's finally met his doom, which is nice. There's an ARL 44. I'm going to use the gun depression again. Oni's with him. Hit the ARL, did a little bit of damage to him. Enemy couple of shots whiz over my. Oh, and there's our friend in the tunic eye. Hello. Just a minute, we'll be right with you. Aim in, aim. Missed. Oh no, I hit him. I thought that had missed. 368 damage. He's a soft skid vehicle, but I can't finish him up. Okay, so that's their eyes gone from the hill. There's the Oni. Can we track him? Nope, didn't look like we tracked him. Bert's on the other side. Oh, somebody else has tracked him though. Looper Shelley and 128. Yeah, this is game over. So we haven't done anything particularly impressive, but just look, every time I fire, okay, that was not a great example, that was only 11 health hit points, but basically every time I'm firing I'm doing damage, and I would much rather that. I found the problem with the heat is it just is too variable. Sometimes it did lots of damage, sometimes it did nothing at all, and I'd much rather have the certainty of doing something. So it's 12-2. I'm trying to use a bit of mobility. There's a couple of TD, was an Azul one, so that's quite tricky. And a grill, and what's the other one? Don't know, it doesn't say. It must be one of these things or someone similar. Actually, it's this thing, I think. Over the other side of the map. There he is. Steve 42, there's the arty. Can we get a shot on the Steve? Aiming, oh no, it's come down too far. Oh, and the last one's to my left. Trying to get a bit of height so I can actually fire at the same sort of level as he is. He's disappeared again. Is it worth firing a speculative? He's going to be dead in a minute. And then we're capping out anyway. What's the betting? Oh, I was going to say, what's the betting? I move over, turn around to fire at Steve, and then Nazon will appear. So he's obviously not appeared. Clock's ticking, 30 seconds or so. Rudy's going in to have a look. Rudy will probably have him, but he's right down the back there. Okay, yeah, no chance. Oh well, GG, we win. So believe it or not, that was a third class, even though we didn't do a huge amount. It was a tier. We were a bottom tier, so I suppose that makes all the difference. Fire for effect. Finished midway through the table, a bit higher that. 809 damage, 615 base XP, 12 shots fired, hit with 8 of them, did damage with 6. So you see what I mean? That was we were top tier. If I had been firing heat, I don't think I would have done anywhere near that sort of damage. We took one hit, it penetrated. Well, there's no armor. We also got 679 experience, and maybe I should take binos with this, but it just feels like it's a tank that needs to get in close, and binos aren't much use to you. So although that game I was sniping with it. 23,500 credits, just shy of 20,000 profit after costs, and 14. Oh, actually we had some personal reserves running, so 922, and then 18 for playing in a platoon is, well, so 940 experience, so not bad at all. So I can't say I'm too disappointed to finally work my way through this tank. I ended up with a 54% win rate of 41 games. It took me 41 games to get through to the next tank, and it was horrible, frankly. Absolutely horrible. Let's have a quick check at my stats on the vehicle. Tier 5, here we go. Where is he? Here he is, down the bottom here. So 41 games, 47.8% accuracy. This is with a crew that's already got its first skill, so you know. Damage ratio of 1.38, which isn't too bad. Average experience of nearly 500. Damage caused of vehicles average of 407. Averaging receiving 295. On average destroying 0.88 tanks per game. My maximum experience was 1,400. And my maximum damage was 1,400 with 6 kills. So if you get the right battle, this thing can be quite good, but my advice would be don't even think about using this Top Gun. Research it, yes, because you need to get onto the next tank, I think. Yeah, you do, but the problem with it is it only fires heat, and that heat is very, very temperamental, should we say. So it's only got 120 millimeters of penetration, and if you hit tanks in the tracks or they've got spaced armor, it will not do diddly, and that's the problem with that thing. So I rather take the sorry, this gun keeps showing up. I'd rather take the basic gun, still a tier 5 gun, fire HE predominantly, 53 penetration, 370 average damage, 5 rounds per minute. I find that gives out far more damage and is far more useful in every battle, because when you are bottom tier, and you will be on a fairly regular basis, you will find that you're grateful to be able to do some sort of damage to the enemy tanks. So that's my advice, take it or leave it. But that's the tier 5. Is it the IKV or the LKV? I'm not entirely sure. 103. Good riddance to it. I'm selling it now. I hope I never see it again. Sell. Well, no, I'll sell all those. Right. So anyway, while I'm doing this, thanks for watching. Hope this was useful to you. If it was, please consider giving it a like, and if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Really grateful if you do. Lots of subscribers coming on board just lately, which is really heartening. Makes the effort all worthwhile. So let me know what you think about the Swedish tanks, how you're getting on with them. Let me know what you feel about that IKV LKV 103. Did you love it? So pleased to get out of my garage. Anyway, this has been Gamer Dom. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with the grind for the next tier, tier 6 TD, very shortly. So thanks for watching. Enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I'll see you again soon. Gamer Dom out.